In this video, I'm going to explain how William Brown makes almost 600K in pure profit with this entire funnel. Now, a little bit of a backstory before we actually get into it. William Brown sold his e-learning company for 16.4 million over 5 years purely, and this company purely operated on paid ads. Once he exited this company and he built his second company, the strategy he had was totally opposite to the strategy he had in his first company. Now, this strategy actually allowed him to have maintain 83% of profit margins with a team of 7 and barely any ad spend. We'll be breaking all of this down. So it is a simple three-step process. Starts with attracting traffic, the right amount of traffic, and the right people. Secondly, it goes to the sales process, and lastly, it goes to the conversion process, where the output is money. Now, for the traffic, there are two ways. For Instagram and YouTube, let's start with Instagram first, then we'll go on to YouTube. So his Instagram is fully optimized. Bio shows credibility that he grew his company to 16.4 million. Then he exited to a private equity for more millions. And then he has a book which he redirects the traffic that he has on Instagram to the book. He has highlights which show about what his exiting process looks like, how his life looks like, his book, reviews on his book, mastermind, and home. So for the 3 pin posts, he gets to choose what are the first things the viewer gets to see when they click on his account. So they get to see him with this award, they get to see him buying his dad a Porsche and this feature on Forbes. So this builds instant credibility, and people actually want to take a look at his account even further onwards. For his reels, he posts 1 to 2 times a day. Reels isn't really where he gets most of his attention from. He just posts 1 to 2 times a day to nurture his Instagram audience and also gain some traffic. His Instagram is optimized for building credibility and the nurturing process. The main driver that helps him monetize his Instagram is story sequences. Now, William Brown actually himself stated that his story sequences make him anywhere from 50 to 100K per month, and this specific story sequence that he explains in this video made him 54.9K in the last 14 hours. Now, why do story sequences work so well? What's the reason? Now, well, William understands that his audience already knows, likes, and trusts him. So he's selling to people who already have softened up to his offer. And most people come to him either from watching his YouTube videos or clicking on the website and being redirected to Instagram. So he's essentially created an ecosystem where the only way to exit is to invest in his offer. Now, let me just give you an example so you guys understand more. This is a story sequence he ran today. It is a lead magnet story sequence. So it's not optimized. It is optimized to sell, but it's, the starting phase is giving away free value. Now, at the start, he just has this tracking sheet of how much he makes per month, and he wrote this. Now, he wrote this because this basically creates attention. He creates attention, and he basically gets eyeballs on this story. Now, in the next story, he explains that we're on track for roughly 6 million net profit this year. It's easy and fun and stable when structured correctly. I call this simple, lean, high profit consulting business unscalable consulting because it goes against all of the rules others preach as gospel on the online course and coaching space. Now, he's basically explaining that he's on track to hit this much, and which kind of like giving a glimpse of what mechanism he uses to reach this amount. Now, for this one, he says, in fact, I've just recorded a video. So this is the lead magnet giveaway. Now he's giving them an option. He's not being pushy. He's just giving them an option that if you want to make 6 million net profit this year, then just ask for this video. Then, and one thing is to notice that the first two texts are like different color. These 3 texts are different color, and these 2 texts are again the same color as the first 2 texts, and these 2 are the same color as these 3. And this one, where it is another hard CTA, He does it in a completely different color, which basically gets more eyeballs. Once he says that if this is you who you want to start one of these businesses and sell your knowledge, or if you already have one of these businesses but you're struggling to scale or maximize net profit, then reply to the story which show me. Now this is the first CTA, and I'll say, and now people think that the story sequence will just end here, but it doesn't really just end there. Here he explains what will the viewer actually get in this video, and then he explains why this video is so important, and then he says the CTA again but in a different color, and he basically emphasizes on the CTA. Real quick, if you're a high ticket coach, consultant, or info seller and you want me to implement everything that I'm going to be covering in this video, so how to get attention, how to track, how to nurture it, and how to convert it, then click the first link in the description below. Let's get back to the video. The second part where he gets traffic is his YouTube. Now his YouTube, he has two accounts. He has two channels. One is his main page and one is his testimonials page. You should only have a testimonials page if you're above 65K or 50K, because the purpose of having a testimonial page is to create brand awareness. Now, he's actually said it himself that YouTube actually brings 90% of the traffic that he gets. So this is basically his main source of traffic. He barely does any paid ads. In his last company, he used to do like pumping out paid ads, but this one's more based off on organic. Now, William's strategy is not like the strategy that you see. His strategy is to go completely opposite of what the market is doing. So the market is currently having highly edited videos, overly designed thumbnails, shorter videos, etc., etc. However, William's videos have no editing in it, just maybe sometimes editing if he's stammering or anything like that, but no editing, no hyper edited thumbnail. They're lengthy videos with extreme values, so 44 minutes, 22 minutes, 25 minutes, all of that stuff. And he also has to the point titles, which is basically the viewer gets to know what they're going to exactly get in this video. So his YouTube strategy is he basically posts once a week, and he prioritizes posting once a week with calculated CTAs in those videos, rather than having 2 to 4 videos a week which have no direction or purpose. Now, he understands that having niche down YouTube videos plus a dialed in sales process will equals to him making a lot of money. Now, he's got the attention, but he needs a way to nurture this attention and actually soften this attention up to what he has to offer. So he redirects this attention that he gets from YouTube, Instagram to a sales funnel or landing page. And in this landing page, the headline is extremely simple, and it actually breaks most of the marketing rules that are out there, because there's no guarantee and there's no set headline, and the headline actually lowers the sales bar. So it basically says, here's how I might be able to help you. It doesn't promise like, here's how I can get you this, this, this. It just shows simply, here's how I might be able to help you. Now, why did he choose this headline for his VSL, and why did he structure his landing page in this way? Well, because he understands that he's selling to people who operate in the B2B space, and these people are sophisticated buyers, and they already know all of the sales and marketing techniques and tactics that are out there. So he just does this in a way to lower their sales guard down. In the VSL, he starts off by showing his own proof. First, he introduces who he is, shows his own proof, how he can potentially help the viewer watching, why you should trust him, and his then proof that he's gotten for his client, meaning client case studies. So as you can see, what qualifies me, client case studies, proof, such. Now the CTA button can't be missed because it's such a bright color, and this is beige, it's black, but this over here is bright red, so no one can literally miss this CTA button. Now, over here he explains how he helped his clients in 3 simple steps and how he can potentially help the viewer watching. He first builds the business and grows it and then exits it. In this, the next page, he basically breaks down the process, but he doesn't break it down in depth, but he just shows the surface level of the things, such as he says over here, there's 4 core elements to a successful online education business: traffic, sales process, conversion, and value. Then he explains each department of the business. So he explains how you get in what way you can get traffic, how you can like how the sales process is necessary, what you can do to convert the people, and how you can provide value so that you can retain your clients for a longer period of time. Now, before I go on to the next page, you have to understand that William Brown has a lot of copy in his current landing page, but um, your copy should be shorter than his, because the main reason why William is adding more copy to is to just create resistance, because he only wants to work with people who are serious to book a call with him. So he's very stingy when it comes to his calendar, I'm supposing. The level he's operating on, he gets this advantage. But for you, you just need to make your landing page copy simple and to the point. Just show proof case studies and via sell headline and call to action button. Now it shows over here like why you should work with William, and he basically shows his own case studies and achievements featured in Forbes, and then taking this award. So all of these things, like I said, build credibility, and people are like, okay, he's done so much, like he's done so much, he can help me out, and if I want to be in the same position he is, I need help from him. So in the second last page, he just shows client testimonials. Now, this is very strategically made because he doesn't just dump all of his client testimonials. He chooses specific clients and he explains where they were at before working with him and now what they're currently doing. And then the client themselves show proof that Williams things actually work. Now, he ends off the landing page with frequently asked questions. So, because the main thing is that he wants his ICP to be the viewer to be as nurtured as possible before hopping on a call with him. So, the call doesn't have to be stretched that much, and the person already knows what they want and if William is the right person to help them or not. Now, after the sales process is done, we need a way to convert the people that are ready to buy and are nurtured. Now, the conversion process is pretty simple. William doesn't overcomplicate it, and if there's one thing you should take away from this funnel is that William's strategies are not overcomplicated. His landing page is simple, his YouTube videos are simple, everything is extremely simple, and he knows what he needs to do and he doesn't overcomplicate it. Now, for the conversion process, there's just a simple description, and this description is CTA driven. So he's not giving any lead magnets away, nothing. It's CTA driven. If you want to work with him, click this button. If you want to buy his book, click this button. If you want to connect with him, use this. And then he basically redirects the traffic that he has on Instagram, on YouTube, to either X, LinkedIn. He has 8 CTA buttons scattered throughout his landing page. This is one. Here we have another one over here, and etc. It just goes on. So he has like 8 CTA buttons throughout the landing page, which entices the viewer to book a call with him. And then once they do, they are redirected to this Calendly link where they have to go through a certain set amount of questions to determine whether they are the right fit. So this is William Brown's entire funnel. Now, if you want all of this to be implemented, done for you, and you need my help, either message me on Instagram and we can connect, or just book in a call in the description below.